See, where'd the countdown at? There we go. Hey, my legion, how y'all doing today? I got my thoughts on. I guess Donald Trump got indicted by a Manhattan grand jury to face criminal charges for hush money, alleged hush money he had paid to Stormy Daniels for an affair they had before the 2016 election. I think like $130,000 or something like that. Um, all I know is if I was with Stormy Daniels, I'd have her tell everybody. That's all I can say. There you go. Hey, my legion, how y'all doing today? I want to do a live. Let me switch comments. Okay, there we go. I want to do a live movie review. I was on Tubi TV, and there was a movie called Hail to the Deadites, and that's pretty much like a fan about the fan of the Evil Dead movies, the first three movies, the real ones. And I mean, a little talk about the TV show, The Ashford's Evil Dead, not the god awful remake. I don't care. I thought that remake was boring. There was one good scene. Everyone said, "Oh, it's such good." No, I hated the remake. I did like Evil Dead Rise a lot. That was good. So when I rated I really hated Evil Dead. There's lots of the younger generation who thinks the remake was a million times better than the original 1981 version. They're out of their minds. Well, anyways, like as far as Evil Dead, I mean, Hell of the Dead is like the fans of the first three Evil Dead movies, like similar to the movie Trekkies about fans of Star Wars, but that movie played in theaters, and I remember renting it. And my dad said, "Why do you want to rent that for?" I was sitting there, "Why do you want to rent movies about fans of a certain thing? That's stupid." It ain't playing theaters, And I think a lot of people were, a lot of fans were mad because I like being called Trekkers and not Trekkies. Oh well. Anyways, with the movie, um, I remember way back '81. Cisco. I mean, a lot of people didn't know about. I mean, there's a lot of the younger generation. They didn't know about Evil Dead. They found out about it through like Friend or TV or whatever. Well, I knew about Evil Dead. It was on Cisco and Ebert, because they left sneak previews and they went to regular syndication. It was Cisco and Ebert at the movies because it was like sneak previews, Cisco and Ebert at the movies, and then they left and they did just Cisco and Ebert because both like because I know whenever Jeremy Johns and I mean not Jeremy Johns, Jeffrey Lyons and Michael Medved replaced them on sneak previews. And they were doing sneak previews for a long time, but I didn't see a lot of those shows. And then like Rex Reed and some other guy replaced Cisco Nero left at the movies. And then Cisco Nero, they just called it Cisco Nero so no one could replace them. And then Gene passed. Well, I mean, I'm getting off track. I remember they reviewed the very first Evil Dead, and they didn't like it. And they showed one scene, and then they said sorry about all the blood. And they showed the scene where like he was kind of going nuts, and it had like blood coming through the electrical socks, and also filling up the light bulb. I thought it was a really cool effect. And he said sorry about all the blood, and then I know Roger said, hey, at least they didn't waste any time getting right to the good stuff. It takes about 10 minutes or so. And I knew about that. They both didn't like the movie. And then it actually played the local theater, the Village Cinema. I didn't see it. But I remember the ads for the newspaper, and they had that thing at the bottom. If a movie's like overly violent, back in the 80s, it was really popular to have like that little thing at the bottom. If you ever watched they used to be really cool to have the ads in the paper. They had like a little warning at the bottom that says, they're all about the same. I know Scarface had one. And I mean, a lot of the Italian zombie movies, oh God, Night of the Zombie one became Hell of Living Dead had, and that was a lot of the ones. Tenement had one, and Evil Dead 2 had one too. Army Reductions had one, but they had like a big thing saying, although this movie contains no sexual activity, or I mean, although there's nothing sexual in the movie, that does contain scenes of violence that may be considered shocking. No one under 17 is allowed in. Anyways, I didn't see it. My friend John did when he was in. He said he loved it, but he said the first 10, 15 minutes sucked because he said it looked really cheap. I don't know how it was portrayed in the theater though, but it was a very low budget, $50,000 movie, 55,000. One that critically, well received critically, I guess. And but Stephen King had like, when you think of like famous movie quotes, movie reviews, you think of like Rex Street for Texas Chainsaw Massacre saying the most horrifying or most terrifying movie I've ever seen. That's always on their poster for that. And then Stephen King put the most ferociously original movie, horror movie ever made or something. Anyway, I was a big fan of the movie, and I didn't see it till like a few years later on VHS. It was on Thorn EMI. I remember renting it, and I thought it was really scary. I thought it was scary. And then I remember years later when I was in AIT, the guys turned me to talk about two movies, Evil Dead and Blood Sucking Freaks. And I guess they couldn't find a Blood Sucking Freak, so they wanted to see it, but they couldn't find out. So they found Evil Dead. I said, I'm glad you found that one because that's probably the better, more well received. Because they played it on in the break room, and then a whole crowd gathered, and some people were laughing because they were enjoying the movie, and then there was a couple insults for the movie, but I mean they weren't horror fans. Anyway, I thought the movie was really scary. I really enjoyed it, and I remember like this is my reflection of Evil Dead, not the actual review. I remember. In the paper, the Western Planet had Evil Dead 2 playing. Now, Roger Ebert was a huge fan of Evil Dead 2. So that, I mean, Gene Siskel said it was too much icing, not enough cake. He said like this is more special effects than anything else. Evil Dead, even the first Evil Dead had a whole bunch of really inventive special effects. And some people said it was cheesy. I didn't think it was cheesy at all. And people like the remake better. The remake, nothing happened in the remake. It's too much talking. I mean, there's like one good scene in it, and that was it. With Evil Dead 2, I know it played at the Western Planet. They usually play like the odder movies like Silent Night, Deadly Night, Hell of Living Dead. They played Face of Death Part 4 in like 92, 93. I already had it on VHS and we were watching it. And I played at the Prescott Drive-In too, believe it or not, for like it only played for like a week. And then Prescott Drive-In was like, the second feature was The Crow, Anyway, I remember seeing it at the Western Planet, seen a good review of it, and I remember when it came out, I watched it on VHS. I was a big fan. So I mean, I went through the Army stuff, and then the second Evil Dead was more horror comedy, but still a lot of bloodshed in it too, like the first one. Now the next one that came out, I knew about ahead of time. I watched the second Evil Dead before. Like the night before going to see it, it was Army of Darkness. I saw it the day opening weekend at the new theater opened up called the Western, the Mill Creek 12. No, Mill Creek 6. Because they had like theaters inside the Mill Creek Mall for that showed 3 movies, and they was around for. I was around for like 96, 97. I think they tore it down. By like 92, 93, they created the Mill Creek 6, and it was outside. I remember the Army Darkness was playing. I remember being the first one, not the first one, but I remember seeing it on opening weekend. And I loved that one. Now, that was complete departure from the other two. It was R-rated. There wasn't that much gore, but the part where someone fell down in, and there was a giant fountain of gore, a fountain of blood coming out of the well. And I think that's the only thing that caused it to be R-rated. I didn't see anything else bad in the movie. I mean, no extreme swearing or nudity or anything like that, And I was a big fan of that one too. And that was like comedy horror movie. And some people hated that one. They say that they didn't go for broke, they didn't go for the goring like that. But I thought it was really good. And then, like I said, years and years later, they did a remake, and it had something on here where you could record yourself. I mean, it had like a camera, and you record yourself watching the trailer, trying to get like real trailer reactions, people watching and stuff. I don't know. It never worked on my computer. I don't know why. And I would have got it anyways because a lot of times I just watch the trailer. I don't have like big time reactions. Oh man, it looks awesome or something like. I don't have like a big scare happen. I'm like jump out of my skin like on on the recording. Anyway, I was a big fan of that one too. And Mill Creek Six closed down and became a stupid church, you know. And they had to get all the popcorn smell, seats and stuff like that. It was a real shame when the Mill Creek Six closed down because I think it opened up in '92 and it closed in 2012. It was only open for like 20 years. And then like years and years later, the remake came out 2013, I believe. And I just didn't care for it at all. Um, yeah, I don't care. I cared nothing about it. And then I remember getting Evil Dead Rise, which is the latest sequel. And that was actually a lot of fun, and it had some common sense to it, but it was a totally different type of movie. I liked it though. I really did. So that's my recollection about the Evil Dead series. Now my live movie review is Hail to the Deadites. It's on Tubi TV, and it's like a conversation of people who are fans of Evil Dead that go to their conventions. And they said, "Oh, I know you," or anything like that. And then the lady like shows them what do, pokes them in the hand, and then shows them the octopus or whatever it is. You know. And also, the guy had a thing of best. This for you. I don't fall asleep. Anyways, now going. That's my recollection of the Evil Dead series. I mean, I actually didn't mind Evil Dead Rise. I just didn't like that Evil Dead remake though. I didn't care for that at all. Anyways, going on the Hell of the Deadites. A lot of times you'll see like these documentaries are done really cheaply. And it's like a guy with a camera just going to different people's house and stuff, interviewing them there. Instead of like trying to do it all in one room, or it's just the way he does it. Or she does. Yeah, no, he does. And then he goes to use the bathroom, and then this girl comes out and she says, "Everything's okay. Everything's okay." Anyways, I'm not gonna fall asleep. The Hell of the Deadites is like a fan based tribute to the movie. And I mean, a lot of times you'll see like people who someone will do like thing about DVD collection, and they basically he'll start a movie doing like his narration, and then he goes to different people and interviews them right there, and that's a wrap. And then does compilation, he edits everything, and then those are the trace of the death series, not even the trace of death. Well, anyways, on the Hill of the Deadites, that's a completely fan made movie. And it talks about like it has like the cast members. It had Eli Roth, not Eli Roth. What is it? All right. Like the Hell of Deadites is made by fans of the original three, and they talk about like going to the conventions and cosplaying and stuff. and they talk about like meeting the cast members, and some of the cast members I've seen forever, and of course Bruce Campbell's in it. And talking about what celebrities I know, Bill Mosley's in it too, and they just talk about what makes Evil Dead so great to them, and they really enjoy the movie. And I remember there's one boring scene involving a wedding, but actually they end up getting divorced a year later, sadly. Um, and it goes through like these people going to different conventions and cosplay, and like these. Oh, there's some funny stuff in it too. I mean, later on in the movie, the second half, and he talking about the gooey duck, and they tried to sell it to my buddy, and he didn't want any of it. It looks pretty gross, you know. Um, what else happened? There's other stuff that happened. There's like a lot of cosplay. A lot of people want to dress to be the Ash King, which is Bruce Campbell. Bruce Campbell's in the movie too, and then Ted Raimi's in the movie. Sam Raimi is not. I can't remember that one guy plays. The one guy from I can't remember now. It don't matter. And there's like most of the movie's pretty good. There's a scene where people go to Grove City, and there's two fans of Evil Dead that get married. That was a little boring, but it wasn't that long. And I found out towards the end the marriage only lasted 1 year. And they got divorced, and that happens sometimes. Uh, and then a lot of times everything with Bruce Campbell's interesting. They talk about the Bruce Campbell lookalike contests and stuff. And some of the guys are really good at playing Bruce, and so much so that they get invited to parties and stuff. And what else was it that was good? Oh, and a lot of people show their collections. I mean, I have some horror movie memorabilia. I don't have a lot because it's so damn expensive. I mean, these people have like extensive, heavy collections. Yeah, I remember my friend Gary 2000. He was a big fan of Chucky, and he had like the Chucky doll. I think it had a removable head. I think it was like, well, I know he got Tiffany, and Tiffany was $500. I think that Chucky was $500, if not more. And he was showing off something else he got. He got like, he called it a pizza face. It was just a head, a very detailed head. It was Chucky on one side, and then his other face is all like melted and Gennard and stuff with non-movable eye and stuff. He said the other head he had like you could move the eyes and stuff, and he said that was like $200. I asked him. I mean, he's free to get whatever he wants. I mean, it's a free country. It really is. I mean, it's just so expensive. And mine was $500, and he got a Tiffany. Tiffany, I looked up. Tiffany was $500 too. Like, I mean, that one head was like $700, so it's expensive. Um, I did get some collectibles, not that many. I mean, I have some more Funko Pops. I know my buddy Chevy 5 sent me some too, which is really cool. But that all adds up and gets really pricey after a while. And then there's a very heartfelt story at the end of towards the end of the movie, The Hell of the Deadites. Um, about his dad and his little boy that was born. And he called him Ash, and I guess he had like a major heart problems. And they said he like had 12 surgery. I mean, it's just a little itty bitty thing. He had like 12 surgeries in like 6 months. And they talked about how tough he was because they called him Ash because Ash was a fire. And Ash was the Bruce Campbell character in the Evil Dead series. And the goal was to have him hold the guy's son. Bruce Campbell hold the guy's son. They take a picture. And Bruce Campbell, he said he would do that though. And I guess on the day that he was supposed to do it, the little baby got sick with the flu and ended up dying. It was due to complication. That was really sad though. And then like they had a reflection about when Bruce Campbell heard about it, what he said, which is pretty touching too. What else was there? Trying to think. Oh, also that I said that Mill Creek Six movie theater in like 2012, towards the end of 2012. I fuck, I couldn't help. I don't care. It closed down and it ended up becoming a church. So I was like, ugh, you know. Um, oh, there's some other good stories on that movie. There's one guy that really looks like Ash. I mean, there's a couple of guys that are really good impersonating him, including like getting like the scars, right, the bruises and the dirt and stuff like that. And they pretty much um dress like his character in Army of Darkness. Wait a second. Hold on. Sorry, I had to sneeze. They play like there's a few people really good like that. And his goal was to meet Bruce Campbell, and he didn't have the money. And then someone started a GoFundMe campaign, like $1,200 to go from New York to visit him. I mean, at a convention in a nearby state or something. He didn't have the money, and like he felt bad, asked for people, and he got a few some donations after about a day after posing because he got oh, what do you call it? Frustrated the whole thing. And he thought like after like a day or so, I mean, he might have got 20 bucks. And the guy said, "Check, you got a lot of money." And then all of a sudden, he got the full amount. And then there was like some private donations, and then they used like alias. And one was the chin. They gave him $800, and he's assuming it was Bruce Campbell for the movie, and that was interesting. And then I guess like he said thank you, Bruce, and then he just gave him a little wink, but he didn't say what he did though. So even I don't think he's completely convinced. Um, but you never know. I really enjoyed the movie. What else was there? They talk about Evil Dead the musical. I would love to see that. And I think that like Evil Dead the musical and stuff. They closed down that Mill Creek Six theater, turned it into a church. Trying to think. Oh, and also that one of the machines at any movie stores, there was one old fashioned fortune tellers that are really neat. I mean, I liked what was it, Hail to the Deadites? I'm pretty good, Hail to the Deadites, right? I did enjoy the movie, but um, it just dragged a little bit during the wedding scene. But I mean, it's all right though. It's not that big of a deal. Um, see what else happens. Let me think. Well, no, man, I'm getting tired. I really liked the movie. I'd probably give a Hell of Deadites an 8 out of 10. Now, as far as like Ashford's Evil Dead, I gotta finish. I gotta get caught up on the third season. That's just I didn't see that one. I watched a few episodes. I don't know. I got a little disenfranchised with it. And there was a video like someone did a video of 15 reasons why Ashford's Evil Dead third season didn't come out. I mean, no. The third season did come out. I mean, why the show was canceled. That's my mistake. I still have not seen the rest of Evil Dead 2. I mean, the TV series Evil Dead 2. And then the one for JoJo, that was oh, I can't remember what. But that's what it was. I did enjoy Hail and Deadites. I give 8.5 out of 10. I think it's a pretty good movie. I'm glad they finally replaced their house though. But I mean, it's just crazy how your house got destroyed like that, you know. So I want to thank you, JoJo, and I think that's it. I give it 8 out of 10. Getting close to dozing off. I don't want to do that. So I hope you like this review, Mike. Till next time, please take care, my legion. Iggy. No comments. It's okay. Good night, everybody. Oh, shit. I gotta. Let me see. Is he 20, 25, 25? Okay, let me see if I can get it right. And then you have to hit it twice. I hit end stream once, and then you had to end the stream, and it's not yet an end stream. So let me time out, see if I can get it right. I don't want to screw anything up. Okay. So until next time, I please take care of my Legion.